All right, live and leaking.
Awesome. So, yeah, how was the, craziness, last night, man? We were watching did you watch Strange New Worlds last night, or you wait till, did you watch it into the early hours of the morning?
I waited till like the day of because yeah, Hannah had work, so I had to wait till she was done.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay. So, that's pretty cool. Oh, I mean, it turned out really well. I mean, we've been getting some actually pretty good, um some pretty good, sci-fi this summer, shockingly. I thought it
yeah,
was gonna be kind of a bust summer, but we're doing pretty good.
countdown's beginning.
Alright. What's going on?
Cats were just making noise.
Ah, okay.
Should be a pretty, fairly quick show tonight.
Okay.
Morality.
Tonight, Kevin Feige thinks having to do research is hard. Also, we're going to talk about Star Trek Strange New Worlds and why it's awesome, as well as all the other stuff happening in the entertainment world on the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast. I know how to run my show. Shut up. Anyway, well, I guess it's our show. Welcome once again to another round of the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast. Podcast dedicated to entertainment, information, and intelligence. And podcasting. Sort of. I'm Pete York. He's Corione. Tonight,
Hey.
we are not joined by Pollo Zapatos, because I guess he's just too cool to show up for school. Way to pull a Kevin Feige, John. Anyway, we'll get into those remarks later, but first, let's get right into it. A 21st century sci-fi masterpiece with 90% on Rotten Tomatoes gets a new streaming home next month. This one by Dan Zinski from Screen Rant. First of all, this is a masterclass of not only just clickbait, but like it had me wondering what it was talking about, and then of course, you know, I scroll down to get my answer, and wait, I'm like, District 9? Oh, that's the movie? I mean, that's okay. So if you're looking for District 9, you can stream it on Hulu.
Now, to be fair, District 9 is really damn good.
That's true. So if you have been struggling to find where to stream District 9, there you go, guys.
Yeah. And I thought it was really cool. I mean, the viral marketing for this movie was great.
It's true.
At least in Toronto, they had signs up everywhere being like no prawns and all that sort of thing. And being like, this is a designated safe zone and so forth. Like, it was really, really well done where I was. And the movie itself was pretty good and kind of thought-provoking in a lot of ways.
Oh, I agree. 90% sci-fi masterpiece. These are all true of District 9. Don't get me wrong. It was just well, anyway. Yeah, no, it's probably time enough to visit this classic once again, and when we get back into our regularly scheduled entertainment information intelligence podcast, which we're kind of sort of in now, covering Star Trek on a weekly basis, although I don't know, we'll see what next week shapes up, but we'll just keep doing it as we do it. I do enjoy our movie reviews, though. I liked when we do content reviews. That's some of our strongest stuff. We need to get back into that. So,
well, you know what I think I'd like to try to set up if you're amenable? Why don't you, me, and Cameron do a review of District 9 on my channel?
That could work.
Yeah?
Oh,
Those are always fun to do.
I agree. All right, this is the first pick of our new Harry Potter.
Yep.
I
actually don't mind the look for the new Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He looks about right. He looks very similar to how Daniel Radcliffe looked at that age. So that's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good points.
So, but that's not really what this is about, right? So, I mean, yes, we're talking about the Harry Potter piece, but there's a bunch of other videos that are covered in this, right? Because this is kind of the breakdown of everything that's coming up for HBO.
Oh. Well, okay.
Right.
Also,
so if we want to go through it here.
Back to, yeah. There we go. Proper size. Wheels roll on, our news stories come and go. We're here to remind you, this is from the website winteriscoming.net, by the way. Past 7 days, the world's sci-fi fantasy movies and TV shows. Let's start with a look at some of the great fantasy series that we could see on our screens.
So these are...
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Winter is Coming actually managed to break that these 8 fantasy books are actually in talks to get adapted. So this could be a very, very early look at what we're going to be seeing on HBO in the near future in terms of fantasy series.
Okay.
Right.
10 of them they got apparently stuck in development hell.
Yep.
Also, Major House of the Dragon character. Okay.
So
this is a little blurb of a bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, Winter's Coming did a bunch of breakdowns of what's going on, right? For some reason, people are trying to save Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
From getting canceled.
Don't tell Nerdporial Lifeform that. Apparently, Wheel of Time was not that great, or Wheel of Prime is what they even call it.
It really was bad, and they cut like a very critical quarter of the plot out of the story. So, the fact that the people still like it, I'm not even sure what's going on there.
There's fans of the Acolyte, man. We've been covering them, and so that's yeah.
Yeah, we're getting an Assassin's Creed show on
Netflix is bringing us the news with an Assassin's Creed show. All right, well,
I mean that sounds appealing. I don't know about you, but the movie was terrible. But I feel like a long format show would give it the breathing room necessary to be able to make it good.
Looks like we might have a trailer.
Yeah, could be. Do we want to try to give it a go here?
Or is this from the game? Oh, it's from the game. Okay. they're just putting it up there as a placeholder.
Yeah, they're kind of showing that.
So
They haven't quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recent years are blessed with a lot of surprisingly competent adaptations of video games, especially in animation, and I mean Fallout. A lot
And
of these
Castlevania,
yeah,
was fantastic.
a lot of these come from Cyberpunk, including Netflix, including Cyberpunk, blah blah blah. There's also live-action video game adaptations like The Witcher, which was great for 2 seasons, I heard.
Yeah, it was actually really good for the first 2 seasons. Even the third one was like okay, right?
Yeah. Yes, the 3 seasons of The Witcher. But anyway, brings us to a surprise announcement. A live-action Assassin's Creed TV series has been greenlit by Netflix. So Netflix is back to greenlighting projects. All right. Past 5 years. Let's see. Robert Patino from Westworld and David Weiner from Halo are the show's creators, showrunners, and executive producers. Well, at least it'll look like Assassin's
It'll look
Creed.
great.
It's gonna be in the Silver Universe again, guys. We're doing our own thing. No. Just why do these? And I'm not saying that that's what they're gonna do. So, oh yeah, here we go.
If they do that, I swear we need to hire an army of nuns to go whack their hands with rulers, man.
Like, so far, the only storytellers to adapt a video game series but still kind of make it their own is the Fallout crew. Because from what I understand, it's its own.
The Castlevania crew also did really good.
It's its own show. It's its own sort of timeline now that set outside of most of the other established Fallout timelines. But it's still respectful to the universe. Whereas Halo just kind of decided to, like, screw the whole lore.
Yeah.
We're going to do our own thing and our own origin story. Oh, and we're not even going to get to the stupid ring until, like, the end of Season 2 as a cliffhanger. You guys want Season 3, right? Nope. No. Pull that stupid plug.
No, they should have. The first game is so cinematic, they should have just done the first Halo game.
That's all you needed for a Season 1. You got 10 episodes right there. There's 10 levels, 10 episodes. And, yeah, dramatize it up where there's, like, a guy or a couple of guys that either escape with Chief. I mean, these are small changes to the story that you can have it make more sense for a screen adaptation without destroying the lore. So, yeah, I mean, of course people are going to be... Assassin's Creed's kind of already kind of screwed its own pooch, I guess, in its own universe with the video games not quite lining up anymore. At least that's also what I've heard. I don't know. I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy. I'm friends with one. It'd be great if he came on the show again. But yeah, I don't... I don't know. There's plenty of reason to be skeptical for that. Let's see, here's who's playing Zelda. I've already heard the 3-body problem will return. Oh, man.
Yeah, Season 2 is
earlier than expected. If you're a fan of 3-body problem, I'm probably gonna have to watch through it again. But all right.
I mean, I acknowledge that 3-body problem is solid sci-fi. It's just not my flavor of sci-fi. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not what I want to watch.
All right. This was getting into the trailers. We have another article of... sorry, let me zoom in here. We have another article of horses...
Yes, this is Untamed.
Yes, from Netflix.
Yeah.
Let's give this trailer an Untamed watch.
Let's hit it.
I'm looking at this girl that went off El Capitan.
Oh.
Another
Takes
tourist.
place in
Not
Yosemite.
too close to the edge. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet. This is the path Jane Doe came up.
She was hurt, scared. She was running from something.
Wanna run one of your hunches by me? I used to be pretty good at it, remember?
There's no animal tracks near the top of the trail. Whatever she was running from, she was running for a while. People come here to explore, see maybe 10% of the park.
We have close to 1 million acres of wilderness.
Things happen different out here.
Was this girl part of your group?
Sky is really talking tonight.
What's it saying?
That bodies will fall like the stars.
Do these mean anything to you?
Keep evil spirits away.
Evil spirits.
Evil anything.
45 caliber? Execution style.
I think the killings are connected. You're in this somehow. I'm gonna find out.
You have to stop beating yourself to death with memories.
I have to tell you something. It may change everything.
Oh,
Okay,
it's already
so-
out.
So you know how we've talked about on the Rogue Council how there's a percentage of people that just go missing,
Right.
right? And no one's exactly sure what happened to them, but there's a lot of theories that there's some sort of cryptid hunting people out there.
Right, yeah.
That's what this movie that's what this movie feels like. Right? It feels like it's trying to answer that question. And that to me sounds kind of dope.
That does, and it's already out, so maybe, I don't know, we might be able to add that to the docket for next week's E2IP.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
But yeah, and I'm sorry, I still didn't get around to the other one, Long Distance. We'll have to check that one out, but we'll figure that one out as we go. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 from Prime Video. Anyone in the comments section want to watch that trailer, please speak. Otherwise, I'm going to move on. The Foundation Season 3 trailer.
Yeah, well, okay, so I'm going to post this thing that if Pollo Zapatos is not showing up, we don't have to watch his pet show.
I agree. Still going to check out the trailer.
Centuries ago, men predicted the fall of the galaxy. The Foundation was created to save humanity. But the coming of darkness was always the turning point.
The mule is here. We're out of time.
You think I'm a monster? I have talents, you see. I can worm my way into people's minds. Convert enemies into allies. Hate into love.
I've never known such rush.
Nothing hectic. Just a little nudge.
Darkness is coming. Maybe just for us, maybe for everything.
The mule is your battle, Gale. That's my job to ensure you're prepared.
The mule's abilities are far beyond anything I can do. Her future was foretold.
Harry wanted you to have a better life than us.
We need Empire and Foundation to beat the mule. We act together, or we lose.
Everything is going to end. She is the only one who can stop it.
Tell me, was this part of your plan?
This is where everything is headed.
Oh, no wonder John couldn't make it. He's probably watching it like 80 more times right now
Yeah, I mean,
on his 8th rewatch of the season.
yeah, I mean, look, the visuals are pretty, but I'm finding the substance kind of lacking for me.
Right. What was I supposed to get all... Well, John's going to have to try and keep selling us on it, I guess. And he's not here to do it tonight. So, moving on.
There we go.
All right. Opus is another show. Does anybody care to check out that? No, nothing for Opus. All right, cool.
Yeah.
The Assessment on Hulu.
Yeah, now this looks kind of interesting, right?
We'll see how interesting.
I don't think I'm gonna get much sleep tonight.
Me either.
What if we're not good enough?
If we're not, who is?
Your visitor has arrived.
I'm Virginia, your assessor. Over the next 7 days, you'll undergo close observation and formal testing to ascertain suitability for parenting. I want to get to know the real you.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
I was joking.
Oh, you're already bad parents,
a
fail.
rigorous process. It'll do. With a high threshold for success.
Oh, Virginia.
Oh my God. I need to assess all aspects of your relationship.
How's assessment going so far?
It's a nightmare.
Welcome. This is our assessor.
Is there alcohol in this?
Yes, a bit. Is that all right?
I'm gonna need something stronger. We should be reducing the population, not increasing it. We tore each other apart over scraps. Because there wasn't room for everyone. You think we somehow conquered nature. You were wrong.
It's really yummy. Whoa! You shouted at me. I did not. Virginia! What if I can't do this?
She's just pushing buttons, okay? We just need to stay cool.
She likes you.
You jealous?
You cannot behave like this if you want a child.
I want a real child, not this. I'm bored. You want to play a game?
You're having a nightmare.
Oh, man, I'm scared. This is crazy. Mommy!
End of test.
Well, that just got, like...
It's all
creepier
kinds
and
of...
creepier and...
Yeah, it's all kinds of psychological weirdness, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I must have missed it. Oh, this came out this year. Okay, so it's available also to watch now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we'll check out this trailer for a Jaws documentary.
To me, making Jaws was a life-altering experience.
All right, I'm already into this.
50 years, we're still talking about Jaws.
It was the first blockbuster. It's this mystical connection between hero and monster.
This started me thinking about a career in movies.
Is there anything that you've never said about Jaws?
Let's find out. We were on the real ocean, and we were way out of our element for 5 months. And we all began going off the deep end, literally. The film was 100 days behind schedule, and 80% of the time the shark didn't work.
There was a strong undercurrent that the studio would close us down.
I was terrified I was going to be fired, but I never once felt like I wanted to quit. And when the film wrapped, I had a full-blown panic attack. But the success was fantastic.
It was sort of life-changing.
It's the film I've seen the most.
It wasn't just a movie, it was a pop culture phenomenon like that.
It supercharged the language of cinema.
There have been movies made since using CG sharks that aren't nearly as good.
The film that I thought would end my career is the film that began it.
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, I'm digging that. That looks like something worth watching if you're interested in the craft of movie making.
100%. And I mean, to see what they think about it now, 50 years on, and I think that would be That would very much be worth
And
worth
not just them,
checking
but
out.
like everybody that's been inspired by them, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I dig it.
Yeah, so do I. All right, we have trailer now for Alien Earth. All right, here we go for the new FX Alien prequel. Yay! Or sequel. I don't even know anymore.
It's a story at any rate.
It's Ridley Scott's Ridley Scott.
What am I?
Did you even think about it? Was it blue skies from Earth? Did you see the green world from your
This ship collected specimens. 5 new life forms from distant planets. Monsters.
We don't lock them down. It will be too late.
Well, something to look forward to for August, I guess. It looks like it could be.
That looks like there could be some fun there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree.
You know, like alien monster hunting down a whole bunch of people. What could be wrong, right? That being said, I firmly believe that were the alien from the movie Aliens to actually get loose on Earth, we as a species are done.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. All right, turning to reddit.com because that's a good source for stuff. Well, when they are, and in this case they are.
Yeah, this is actually an interesting one.
This is a topic of discussion. So Netflix uses generative AI in one of its shows for the first time, says it was 10 times faster than traditional VFX. The cost of it just wouldn't have been feasible for a show on the budget, and the VFX sequence was completed 10 times faster than it could have been with traditional workflows. So I think that what we need to do is see what the finished product ends up looking like. Figure out, I guess, what movie this is from. Dare I scroll into the comments on Reddit? No, I'm not going to on this show.
Especially not into the AI sphere, because there's going to be a lot of hate.
It's hard to say for sure, because what are you making the argument of at this point? Because people argued before that, oh, well, computer effects is going to be the death of practical effects, and well, as it turns out, laughs condescendingly in Oppenheimer. No, it's not the death of practical. In fact, even that was one of the highlights that I still reference to this day of Star Wars Episode 7 Farce Awakens, was the use of practical combined with digital, and it made it look like a good Star Wars. So I think what we're going to see here is we need to see what the product looks like. The movie, the show, whatever, we need to check out and see what the quality of it, and is this really going to be that much different than when CGI started becoming more mainstream? Because just because you can do more effects doesn't necessarily suddenly mean it's good quality product. I mean, Sci-Fi Channel, for example, ran rampant with their freaking VFX budgets and gave us shit like Sharknado and, Volcano Tractor Earthquakes or whatever the freaking other titles and sequels were. The point is, there's a lot of garbage products out there that use garbage CGI, so how's this going to be any different?
There's also a lot of projects out there that have used fantastic CGI. So it's
looking
it's
at
really
you, Godzilla -1.
looking at you, Matrix. Looking at you, friggin'. There's
Matrix
so many
was a
out
combination of practical and
there.
CG.
And CG.
Like it
Yep.
used, like the Matrix was really good because they used CGI to make better practical effects and fights. Like, and well, for the first movie it worked. The second movie it kind of turned into George Lucas's CGI nightmare, just like the prequel trilogy.
Yep.
Because I mean, yeah, that's one of the reasons why does Episode 1 still hold up pretty well? Well, because most of the movie relied on location and practical effects. Episode 2 was mostly sound stages that were blue, and same with Episode 3. Although Episode 3 still looked great in the theater 20 years later, because Lucas invested in, well, good CGI through his own company, Industrial Light and Magic. So the argument that, you know, it can't be done, I think it's just going to come down to, well, for one, we have to be upfront about it. The show used generative AI. All right. How's it going to come out? What's it going to look like? I mean, people can do VFX in their backyard seamlessly with video editing software anyway. So the age of, it's really just kind of the end of the corporate control over the way VFX and entertainment is done going forward. But that said, does that mean that this is the end of VFX the way it's done as well? Of course not. It just means you got to figure out how to continue to do it better, or market why the slower process is worth the investment. I mean, the practical effects will always be a part of filmmaking. That's never, ever, ever going to change, okay? People might like these AI products for what they are, and some of them might go above and beyond what we even anticipated or dreamed, and they might, you know, help independent film all the more to get to spread far and wide. But it's not going to replace good quality hand done VFX. That's like saying that fine art is going to go the way of the dinosaur because, oh, well, AI can just generate anything, right? Well, AI can generate whatever AI can generate, but it still looks like AI. It still has that distinct quality of picture that you're like, nope, that's clearly generated by a computer algorithm or a program. And that's okay. It's a form of art in its own way. But it doesn't replace hand-drawn. It doesn't replace the human touch. It never has. It's just going to make things more competitive. It's going to shift the market. And, you know, things are going to change for the better, for the worse. I mean, we'll see what happens. But there will always be a demand for practical effects. There will always be a demand for VFX done the traditional way. It's just a matter of it's just a matter of when and where that demand's going to shift and come and go. And it's
I think there's a place for this sort of stuff, but I also think there's, you know, like I can see for cheap schlocky stuff, this is going to be ideal, right? Like our B movie quality could go way up.
Right. Well, again, how far up is it going to go? Because it's basically, you're going to have like more crisp Sharknado. I mean, it's not
right.
It's not going to turn into, it doesn't suddenly change the quality of the product.
Right.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a poster for the next for the second to last segment.
No problem.
But no, there will always be a demand for there will always be a demand for the traditional way of doing stuff. Yes, it's going to change the market. It always changes the market. Everything changes. Every new piece of technology, new evolution on doing a process changes the market for the better, for the worse, all we can do is see. I don't.
That's it.
I wish that there was a more clear a more clear answer than that. I wish there could be a better understanding or a better knowledge of the future, I guess you could say, and give a more for sure, oh, well, this is going to be good, or oh, this is going to, I can only predict things the way that anybody's been able to predict them. Like I said, I think for the smaller guys out there, the smaller channels and the smaller creators, it's going to be a benefit in some ways, but I think overall there'll still be a need for the big budget. But the big budget productions have to justify why they're necessary. Yep. And, well, to understand why I have my doubts about that, we need to get into our next segment, which is Kevin Feige says recent Marvel movies have flopped because they required too much homework.
Okay.
So what do you think of that? The head of Marvel is saying that the reason that he couldn't give good products for Marvel fans was because they just require too much homework and research.
I mean, I think there is an awful lot of lore to go through when you're trying to set up a movie like like any of the big Marvel movies. There's a lot of backstory in a lot of these stories, but there is a simple way to fix some of that, and that is to not adapt the most modern stuff and go back a few years, so there isn't as much research you have to do on where that character was at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I think the problem they've got into is they want to do the recent stories, but some of the recent stories are kind of crap.
It's just going to turn into another in-game sucks rant, but we hit peak Avengers with Infinity War.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say we hit peak Avengers with Civil War, but we hit peak Avengers with Infinity War because the bad guy won, which was somewhat unexpected. He showed up and was clearly a force to be reckoned with, and that was such a shock to the universe and to just what was expected that it showed that, okay, yeah, these guys can be defeated and some of them can die. Then we come back with a time heist, which is already just ridiculous in of itself, but even more so, we're going to do multiverse, changing multiple timelines. And then we're going to have another Thanos show up, so we can have a final battle, and he's going to throw his other disposable army that we didn't really care about in the first movie, because who the hell are these guys? Why do they matter? Doesn't matter. They're fighting your favorite heroes, so that's, they're just going at it and attacking. And that's what we're missing here, is that while cool big-ass battles are fun to do, see Lord of the Rings, there also has to be character substance, and I have to give a shit, see Lord of the Rings. Now, of course, Lord of the Rings is a little bit more black and white in its approach to good versus evil. I mean, so is Star Wars Episode 4. But it still gives us people and moments and things to actually give a shit about. I haven't really given a shit. Well, I think the last Marvel product that I gave a shit about and was able to make myself enjoy in Phase 4 was Loki. And that's it. I don't think there was anything new from Marvel that because most of what I tried, WandaVision kind of crashed and burned. That was a weird show. With no real good ending or explanation. And so the problem is, it's not so much doing your homework that's, cutting it short. It's also just figuring out what the hell it is your fans want and giving it to them. And if you're going to take them on a ride, make it worthwhile. Not just, oh, here's this mystery box on mystery box on mystery box, and then the good guys win because anyway, this girl has superpowers now because she walked through the field. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know, Kevin. I think the reason that Marvel movies have flopped is because you've just figured out, you've just lost what mattered, and you guys don't understand what it is. You just don't know what the fans want anymore because you don't care. And you're trying to figure out how to get all the dollar signs, but really, to get people to do the homework, just go to any fan forum and start interviewing the people that post there and see if they want a job as a consultant or a writer or anything. There's plenty of fans who do know the lore and do know their homework that can help get Marvel back on a better track.
Yeah.
But it's characters that are like, who are these people and why am I supposed to give a shit? Like, that's what it's at with Marvel at this point. I don't care because you've given me no reason to continue caring. So
That's it. I mean, like, they really blew their wad on Endgame. It was probably one of the top things they could have done, right? And they just blew it completely, and it wasn't what it should have been, right?
yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I liked them, but it was too soon to do it. Give us a smaller villain to do, you know?
Right, like part of the reason that the first Avengers worked is because it was a little bit more grounded and we still got a really cool fight at the end, but it wasn't too much. And then yeah, then we all know how the rest of them kind of followed and unfoiled. And so it's just a matter of, yeah, getting things back to the basics, getting things back to what worked with Iron Man, what worked with, the good standalone Marvel movies. If that's what, the problem is, well, we don't have, well, it requires too much homework. Well, no, it wasn't so much homework, it was also laying the groundwork. The reason why Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3 were so solid, all things considered, all movies considered, was because they at least mapped an entire plan of movies to work and interweave and build the rest of this universe to justify, having giant, Avengers movies. And so that's what sets a good sequence of stuff apart from bad. Whereas with, Phase 4, I don't know. If you look at the original Phase 4, there's a lot of difference and changes that were made, and a lot of projects were scrapped and changed because, well, some of the actors clearly misbehaved, and so had to course change hard. Now we got Robert Downey Jr. coming back as as Victor Von Doom, so because that's gonna make sense. But what's probably going to happen is they're going to reset the universe again, and who knows what it's even. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, to me, I think there's possibility here, but let's see what they actually managed to do, right?
Yep. All right, now for the Star Treks review. For those who have been living under a rock, you would probably not be aware that Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3 has finally arrived after a much-anticipated cliffhanger from Season 2. We are now into the third season of Captain Christopher Pike in command of the Enterprise, and we had some unexpected revelations in that first episode. But Corio, what were your thoughts on the Hegemony Part 2?
So there were parts that seemed kind of ridiculous, like the solar flare triggering the Gorn's hibernation instinct seems a little mid.
That was a bit reaching, bit nuking the shark on that one.
Yeah. But there were some really good pieces to it. I thought La'an leading wounded crew and colonists through the ship and trying to escape was pretty good. Spock and Chapel working together to save save Captain Batal was good. Those kind of pieces were pretty good. The action was great. The ship getting a little beat up, I thought was a good thing for once. We haven't really seen the ship okay, we've seen the ship go back to space dock. We've never seen the ship need to go back to space dock.
I mean, we have in other, Star Trek.
Yeah, but like in Strange New Worlds.
Right. So we see the Enterprise put up against her, taken to her limits this time.
Yeah. And I think that's good. I think we needed that, right? I also thought there was a pretty tender, pretty sweet moment with Pike at Batel's bedside. I thought that was pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean, we had a bit of a character hint when he started repeating what is commonly referred to as the Lord's Prayer, but I thought, well, I mean, I know a lot of Protestants and a lot of people who've recited the Lord's Prayer. It doesn't necessarily mean you're Catholic. And then, well, we go to the next episode and he was an altar boy. All right, confirmed. Captain Christopher Pike, first Catholic Christian to command the Enterprise. So, well, it's probably Reform Catholic, though. I mean, I'd imagine. Him and his relationship with Captain Batel isn't particularly orthodox.
Shall we say?
In that they're not exactly, what's that word that Catholics require usually for the relations time?
Celibate?
Oh, yeah, married.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's celibacy is for the Catholics that commit to celibacy.
Yeah, but like, well, no, they're all supposed to remain that celibate until marriage. But we've seen
right.
Pike. We've seen Pike verb the adjective noun, shall we say, before, right?
Hey, you know what? His private business is his private business. I'm not judging. I'm not
judging, but well, okay, but I'm saying like if you're gonna make.
I'm not judging, but no, I'm not judging. However, I just want to point out that according to tradition, them's the rules, and that's all I'm saying. I'm the last person to tell anybody about purity.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that to me is, like, a big piece of this is, that I just want some logical consistency, right? If you're going to show him being Catholic, have him be Catholic.
Or at least explain, like, what, is he neo-Catholic? Is he some kind of, what, give us a little bit more of his, don't just slap it out there these next couple of episodes and then, all right, that's it. We've thrown a bone and we're no longer woke, see? And it's like, well, no, now you're just being woke, but in the other direction. So yeah. I think you're right. There does need to be a little bit, but like, don't be afraid to give the rest of the crew, before anyone flies off the handle, assuming anyone actually watches this far, yes, I would like to see a Hindi captain or even a Wicca captain or any kind of like the reason why I find this particular character tweak or character addition, I guess you could say, or reveal, however, encouraging is because it does, go against the traditional Roddenberry, all the captains are atheists, which makes no sense.
And not just atheists, but like anti-theists too.
They're all the same.
Like Kirk and Picard were like vehemently anti-theist.
Kirk was...
Cisco became a god, so that doesn't really count.
Right.
And,
right.
And Janeway just thought she was God.
Janeway kind of had, well, she at least wasn't she was like the first captain to start breaking those kind of barriers with exploring spirituality a little bit. And then, of course, Chakotay, okay, we all know the controversy that Akuchi Moya was not a real thing and that he was a fake Native American. We get it. But the point is, the showrunners thought they had a reliable source, and they wanted to include that kind of multiculturalism, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is that, yes, this is a good trend for Star Trek to go down, let's put people in positions of leadership who happen to be part of future space versions of the religions. Why not? It gives, this is what infinite diversity and infinite combinations ultimately brings you to.
Should be.
Yes.
And like, for example, I think it would be really awesome if they happen to be like, helping out this one colony and they land, and it's like a scene out of like classical Middle Eastern architecture, and the entire place looks like some sort of neo Mecca. That would be awesome. I'd be so down for that.
Yeah,
right?
a Muslim captain. Exactly.
Right. Well, or just a Muslim planet that they visit that has reasonable characters who happen to be Muslim, right? You know, or have a, you know, yeah, like have, you know, a very, very, you know, have a planet that has, like, I don't know, Scientologists running around. Like, I think that would be kind of cool, right? Or like, why have we never visited Planet Mormon? You know, like, all of these would be kind of interesting to see.
The Scientologists would definitely be the they would be the new asshole religion of the day, because they'd be like, see, we were right. And it's like, well, no, just because we're exploring space does not mean your lore is proven correct.
Yeah, it does not mean Xenu's running around, man.
Right, maybe, but like, you know, as like little g god, you know, because there's lots of other entities that still run around out there.
And speaking of other entities, let's move on to the second episode.
Yes, all right. So keeping the same visual up because we're still talking about the Star Treks. Yeah, the second episode really started to feel like season 1, episode 8, as well as and then what was the oh man. All right.
Yeah, like it didn't start awesome.
The current low bar for Strange New Worlds is that damn musical that didn't actually happen.
Oh god.
But I will say that we were going there. It was starting to get like, you wanted to start singing, and I'm like, no, don't you dare go there, show, and it didn't. So that was nice.
But it did go to some fun places. and we got something that, you know, honestly, a lot of fans have been curious about for a long time. Now, they had discussed this in the beta canon with Q. But turns out Trelane is Q's son.
Which
makes sense. Like, I dig it.
Yeah, well, and I like how he showed up as where John DeLance showed up as a gas.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the fun part of it, right?
Yeah, they don't identify themselves as Q, so don't worry, there's no major lore canon breaks, because, well, even though this show kind of did that, at the same time, they are trying to make shit make sense again, kind of like what Enterprise did with the Klingons and the Borg, which actually turned out to be some of the best episodes of the series. Oh, we gotta finish DS9 so we can do Voyager, and then Enterprise, and then Discovery. No, I'm just kidding. I don't ever want to. I don't think I could stand Discovery again. I think what I hated the most about Discovery was the departure from the ensemble cast. Whereas here with Strange New Worlds, why do people love Strange New Worlds? Why do even the diehard fans acknowledge, all right, look, I'll say at the end of the day, despite this million lists of canon changes that I just freaked out about, at least it's not Discovery. Yeah, you know why? Because it does the classic Star Trek formula. We have the captain, we have the first officer, we have medical, we have all these characters that provide a valuable job on the ship because, well, that's how ships actually work. Whereas with frickin' Star Trek Scrubs Discovery, we tried to do frickin' Michael Burnham doing the whole narration, and, well, it also just turns out she's like, you know, the most pretentiously perfect and annoying frickin' Starfleet officer who's ever existed because she can do no wrong. And it's like, well, sure, theoretically, if you hold to those Starfleet principles, you'll get that, but, like, for frick's sake, have her break her hand or something. Like, how did Dave Cullen probably put it best. He's like, oh, Michael Burnham, oh, she's the greatest human who ever lived. And I'm like, that's oh, it's basically Star Trek's Jesus.
Yeah, no more of that. Like,
no, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think they actually got away from that kind of narration. I didn't actually watch the future seasons, but I think like season 3 they kind of stopped and it started to turn into an ensemble show. So it started probably improving, but then they did like the quantum elevator thing, which I thought was stupid. And the floating nacelles thing, which was extra stupid. See, these are small things about my sci-fi, flavors that I like to have intact. I like my ships in one piece, typically, not, multiple floating ones that ended up turning into a problem for the ship later on, or so according to little Reddit blurbs I caught here and there about Discovery. I don't have time to go and watch it right now. I might later, but...
I mean, honestly, I was not super impressed by it.
Season 1, that said, Season 1 had some promise and showed us, like, the twists going into the mirror universe. Spoilers. I liked...
You can't spoil something that's rotten, dude.
But overall, yeah, that Season 2, which I'm grateful for Season 2, because we did get Strange New Worlds from it, but oh man, was Season 2 just...
Like, I actually have, to this day, a mental block about Season 2. I know I watched it, but I can't actually remember anything from it. I think my brain went into this, like, protective mode and tried to keep me safe.
Yeah. Let me see, is it gonna pop up on... No, it's not giving me my mouse right now. This guy, like, Pike and Rebecca Romaine, or Romaine, whatever.
Yeah.
The only 2 reasons that I even cared about Season 2, and then of course, we got Strange New Worlds afterwards because fans were like, yo, give us more Pike, and I'm glad we do have more Pike.
Yeah.
Granted, it's been a silly, bumpy road to get as far as we're at now, but like I said, Season 3 is off to a promising start overall. We had some good episodes. We did a good job packing up the action from the previous episode to now. We actually had a fun one with Q. So I'm looking forward to this week's S&W.
Yeah, I think it'll be worth our time.
Yeah. What is also worth our time is, of course, to acknowledge the passing of rock and roll legend Ozzy Osbourne. For those who don't know, Ozzy's health hit a decline in recent months to the point where he had to cancel or reduce his farewell tour to, well, just a final song in London. And boy, do I wish I had been there, because I heard it was incredible, and I saw the clips of him singing it with the fans, and just...
Yeah.
You might not agree with Black Sabbath's music or the journey that Ozzy Osbourne lived, but at the end of the day, the man was just a very enthusiastic showman.
Yep.
A very talented musician, a very, very talented lyricist. And I think he actually wrote most of the songs, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes, he did.
So he was also a very talented writer. And he lived out his life, though, he went out the best way that he could control in the end.
I mean, what they haven't officially released the cause of death, but it's fairly safe to say that he was getting up there in years, and he had Parkinson's. I mean, do the math, kind of, right?
Yeah.
But the situation is, I mean, like, it really sucks, because his daughter just announced that she's getting married. And he's not going to get a chance to, well, he didn't really walk so much anymore, but shuffle her down the aisle, I want to say.
Obviously, his health declined, but he didn't throw in the towel.
No.
He was like, no, I'm going to at least sing a song if I have to do it sitting down. And they're like, well, if you have to do it sitting down, we're going to make this badass looking throne for you to sit down and sing it in. And
yeah, which is not a bad idea at all, really.
No. I mean, he did get to go out the way he wanted, doing, like, this is... A lot of people, whether they are famous or whether they are not so famous, don't get to have their last 15 seconds in the spotlight. They don't get their final 15 moments. Most people, for most of us, death just kind of happens, and you're like, shit, and that's it. You didn't get your last "I love you," or you didn't say goodbye, or your last 5 minutes with that person alive were go fuck yourself. Yeah, it can happen.
That's it.
And so it's like, I'm sad that he's gone. I'm sad because honestly, from the show they threw together, they could have easily taken that shit on tour, and he could just sing one song at a time if he wanted to. But obviously,
and people would still love him crazy.
They I don't think there was a single person in that show, in that stadium, that got to see that was disappointed at all. Like, yeah, probably for the simple fact of, well, we wish Ozzy could have sang more songs. You know what? The way he sang, War Pigs the last time, he probably did too.
Yeah.
So.
But again, I truly hope that he, he has a fantastic time wherever he winds up. And, honestly, I've enjoyed his music. I'll admit I tuned into his reality show. I like the guy, right? He's not conventional in any way, shape, or form, that's for sure. But, was a very interesting person.
Yeah.
And, I think the world has lost a major talent, and,
it's fascinating. He's surrounding himself with so much darkness and death, and yet he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crosses around him in that picture.
Yeah, and there's also so much warmth from the community around him, and that's to me is another big thing.
And that's the thing. His presentation can sometimes fool you, and it's like, okay, how many Ozzy Osbourne fans are out there trying to convert you to go to hell? None. They're probably all, wishing you'd been there rocking with him. And that's what it is. That's all it came down to in the end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Well, Corione, I do believe that brings us to the all good things portion of this show. Want to thank everybody for watching, replying, liking, all that stuff. We didn't have any comments tonight, but it's all good. It's lazy summer. We don't expect any correspondence. But also, I got to start promoting the show more on the ground here in Key West. So, yeah. Hopefully, we'll see more people soon when the time is right. But for now, you got this on the replay. I'll probably be chopping it up this week and putting the good bits out there. Corione, you got anything last to say or promote before I get the
well, I'm apparently, you guys really, really love Delicious in Dungeon, the anime, because I got a huge amount of views on that video. And if you guys like it that much, I'm going to start reviewing a little bit more anime content if that's something you guys want to see here. So I intend to do that, and I'm still going to keep doing the pop culture movies, but tune in. We'll see what we can get for you guys.
Yeah, I got to get back into reviewing One Piece sometime. I got to get back into getting the End of the World podcast going, so it's going to
There you go.
It's going to take some time, so yeah.
All right, my man.
Well, please join us throughout the week for all of our content. And, of course, if you enjoy the big show and want to see us live, come here every Tuesday. It's going to be here probably for the next couple of weeks because of Strange New Worlds. I'm Peter with the Writer Brothers. We'll see you later. Bye. This has been the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast from the Writer Brothers. The Writer Brothers, restoring respect into discourse. Good night.